Good afternoon, Encepta. Welcome to another episode of EncepTALKS, podcast where we bring you all the latest news in the world of Encepta. I'm your host, Brian Theodysseus, and today's guests are Monique.
Hey.
And Sharon Choi.
Hey.
Today we're doing another casual Encept talk here, nice and easy going. Might be a little bit longer. All the bloopers will be in, mistakes included.
Excellent.
Today's topics are Meet Sharon, RAM Consulting, and our Sun Run, and the training that goes with it. So getting started, Sharon, who are you?
Thanks for the intro. So I'm Sharon. I'm the Marketing and Proposal Specialist at RAM. I've been at RAM for around 3 years now, coming into my third year anniversary, actually, I think next week.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's crazy. It feels like I joined RAM last year, but it also felt like I've been at RAM for 10 years. That's kind of how time works at RAM because we're so fast-paced. But RAM was my first job out of university, so I just kind of ended up in this role. I always knew I wanted to do marketing, but I had no idea what the engineering industry was about. I've probably had one engineering friend growing up, and I was always intimidated by them. So I was like, oh, I don't even know what this means. But the one thing that really drew me to wanting to work at RAM was the culture and also the values. I felt like the RAM values of fun, sustainability, integrity really kind of aligned with what I wanted to do and what I wanted to work at in terms of a company.
Definitely a more a younger workplace, more modern work
absolutely
style. Not the big huge company with 100 offices with very rigid old procedures.
Yeah. And I didn't want to be kind of that small fish in the big sea, kind of in a corporate setting or in a bigger company that I would feel like. So that's kind of what drew me to want to work at a company that size. But what's cool is that when I started working there was 30 people at RAM. Mm-hmm. And I remember the first month we hired 10 people. And I was like, what is going on? What is this fast-paced company? You guys weren't kidding about being the fastest growing company in Canada. Mm-hmm. And yeah, fast forward to now, there's 80 of us. So it's grown at such a wild pace. But yeah, kind of going back to my role at RAM, when I joined, we actually just rebranded. So we went from being RAM Engineering, more of providing engineering services, to RAM Consulting. So more of the project management, construction management, advisory, kind of in the consulting role. And with that kind of change, we rebranded the logo. They made a new website, a new domain, and moved into a new office. So I kind of joined when we were going from the old RAM Engineering to the new RAM Consulting, and I had that ability to kind of be part of that rebranding process. What does, the new website look like? What are we trying to portray? How do we include, more inclusive pictures of women in engineering and try to get that in there? So I think that's kind of the cool part about my role is I get to kind of shape RAM and how other people see RAM through kind of my lens, which has been, a really crazy and fun journey.
Have to work through a mountain of new processes and everything to get started up too, I bet.
Yeah, honestly, we're still doing that. I don't know. I think you guys probably aren't part of our Acumatica process.
We're getting there.
Not
so
quite
we
yet.
actually talked about Acumatica on our last EncepTALKS podcast, and we are in the early stages of rolling it out. I know that you're laughing right now, and I hope we're all laughing about a month from now once it's a bit more solidly rolled out. But, with great growth, what RAM experienced, Incepta is also kind of on that trajectory. We added a bunch of people to our team over the past 7 to 8 months. Yeah. And with Encepta and RAM joining forces, it definitely makes sense for us to get into the Acumatica space too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and just to have all of our processes standardized too, right? But yeah, having to come up with we're rolling out a new CRM system, we've never tracked that before, or having to track, our resources, what are our people good at, or the projects that we've worked on, we have to start from scratch. And I was actually working with Incepta to do that as well. So it's a cool place to be in right now, especially after the acquisitions and after joining forces with you guys. So I'm really excited about what that means to marketing. Yeah.
And we were also mentioning, we took Sharon on a tour of our Incepta Burnaby office Just want to put the plug out there that RAM employees are welcome to come to Encepta to work and use our gym, and vice versa. I think that there's less desks at the RAM office, but it's definitely a cool place to work and check out. So.
And the RAM office is downtown, correct?
Yeah, the RAM office is downtown. But yeah, like if any RAM people are listening to this, like the Incepta office has a really cool gym. Like, oh my gosh, we should always hang out here.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. One of our previous employees was a fitness trainer, personal trainer, and he was very mad about getting exceptional equipment in here. So we have the extremely, extremely heavy weights, like 75-pound dumbbells in there. If you want to go really hard, you're able to.
Yeah, come check it out. You're more than welcome. And if you want to come visit our office, just shoot me an email or a LinkedIn message at Monique Snyder. Humble plug.
Yeah, good plug.
We RAM acquired Encepta and Horizon. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What is the plan for working with those two companies? Is it mainly just the project management side of things? Or are we going to see any combination between Encepta and Horizon? Haven't really heard too much about them in a while.
Yeah, I don't think it's just engineering. I think, honestly, I know that we're currently working with Incepta on our river debris project. So it's really just any time we can bring kind of the telecommunications aspect into it. I worked on a couple of proposals, actually, with Glenn at Incepta. Yeah. So lots of opportunities.
Uncle Glenn.
Yeah, I get that vibe from Uncle Glenn as well. He makes me feel very comfortable. Yeah. But in terms of integration, I think it's important for RAM, Encepta, and Horizon to know, like, all our values in the three companies are so similar. Like, when I went to the Horizon office, I felt kind of the same vibe. Like, we all enjoy the same thing. We all enjoy working together as a team with the people that are in the office. And I just think it's so cool that we're able to find companies that have and share that same value as us, that makes us want to go to work every day, right? So I'm excited about that integration, and I do hope that people come to each other's offices more. I like to see new faces, like Maurice was at our office the other day. So that's exciting.
For sure, yeah, it definitely has the big business goals, but the small business kind of feel, which is what I always kind of say. You can always, like, we all work in the same workspace here at Incepta. Devin Bouchard, our CEO, works on the same floor at the same type of desk with everybody else around him. So definitely more approachable, and there's no strict hierarchy in terms of talking to people.
Totally.
It's a lot more casual.
Yeah.
What has led RAM to this point? Some highs in the last years, before you even arrived, that has allowed them to go from the engineering into the consulting world?
Yeah. I guess I can start with kind of how Joe and Ziad, our principals, started the company. I don't know if that many people are familiar with the story, but they are two UBC civil engineer grads. They were best buddies in school.
Are they still at the company?
They're still the principals of RAM. Yeah, and I think they met Devin probably at UBC too. Yeah. So, but what happened was, after they graduated, I think they both ended up on the Canada Line project, and from then on they kind of, I think, worked on different projects, but ultimately they wanted to stay together and always wanted to work together. So it was just like the ultimate, like, best friend and let's start a company. Exactly. Yeah. And from then I know that they started to look up, like, how do we actually incorporate a company on Google? And they actually got their, like, certificate of incorporation at like 9 p.m. Like, that was kind of how it all started, in that, like, entrepreneurial mindset. But one of our oldest hires, Jessica, she started with RAM, I think, like, probably 7 years ago. And back then they worked in the basement of, I think, Ziad's, like, house, I guess. And the three of them would, like, share the room. And, like, Jessica said she would, like, roll up in her pajamas. And, like, going from that to where we are now, like, she's like, this is crazy. Like, going into an actual office. When we were back in, like, the 4th floor of the same building that we're in, we shared an office space with, like, another company. And then our directors had to, like, share an office, and you can just imagine, like, the phone calls that they have to dodge or, like, step out of, or share the same phone call conversations. I don't know. And then from that, moving up to our 7th floor now, Yeah, but I think ultimately what led to that change was the projects. I know that when we first won our BC Hydro H-frame project, that's when we kind of developed the engineering or the electrical engineering team. And then from then we won the Vancouver Airport fuel delivery project.
Okay.
And then we built the major project team around that. And so it's a lot about like relationships. It's a lot about winning projects and building teams around that. That has kind of led us to where we are now, I guess.
Awesome. So big projects and building up the teams to be able to support them.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And I was going to say Incepta. Incepta is also celebrating a birthday very soon, but Ram's 15th birthday is right around the corner.
What day is that again?
Yeah, Ram's 15th birthday is March 20th, so I think that's this Sunday, I want to say. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so check out our social media for our posts that are coming out.
What social media do you have?
Yeah, so we're on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. And yeah, you can always check out our website. But yeah, be sure to follow us and like us, share our stuff. That'd be great.
Write them a Yelp review.
Yeah, please like, follow, subscribe.
Literally leave a comment. All of the above.
What do you have planned for this 15th anniversary with?
Yeah, so we are planning to have an internal celebration just at our office, probably on the Friday of April the 8th. We'll just be having some champagne, some light food, and then just a couple of speeches from Joe and Ziad about kind of their experience coming up to this point. But I think what's exciting about that day is I want to only play music from 2007.
Oh,
that's a great idea.
Yeah. And I was trying to figure out what exactly came out in 2007. I want to say it was Lady Gaga, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Spotify also has great playlists that's like top hits of the 2007s, so that would be awesome.
I was recently just listening to one from 1999.
Oh.
That is a fantastic year for music.
Great year.
I can see that. Yeah.
I'm not going to say how old I was in 1999.
That's got some Will Smith songs in there.
Oh, so Welcome to Miami, perhaps?
Yeah. Wild Wild West as well.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
I miss when Will Smith did music.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. And you mentioned Incepta. It's got their 10th anniversary coming up.
Yeah, the Big 10. That's happening this summer in June. We celebrate our 10th birthday of Encepta Inception.
Oh, that's good.
And we're going to have a fun celebration planned, so stay tuned for details on that as well.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Going back to RAM now, though. What does the future of RAM look like? Are they planning to just acquire up more engineering companies? Do we invest now?
Yeah. When's the IPO?
A plan 5 years, 10 years, just to keep going on the same track? Is there any major changes that are in the works?
I think it's, for now, I feel like even after the acquisitions, there's so much that still needs to kind of be integrated. Like,
right, there's so much opportunity that hasn't quite been
that.
tapped
Yeah,
still.
totally. Especially from my perspective as a marketing person, like what does the RAM brand look like, right? Including Encepta and Horizon. What can the three of us kind of bring together?
I guess a lot of that is very regional. So
totally,
right now I know Encepta is working in British Columbia and Alberta. Does RAM stick to those regions as well?
Yeah, so RAM is actually looking to have an office in Calgary because we've got a couple of people up in Calgary. So yeah, that's another kind of opportunity to grow within Canada with Incepta. And then also bringing Horizon on board, right? Like how can the three of us, kind of the three companies, join forces, and what are our synergies? What can we bring to clients, and how can they learn more about us? What does that look like? For me, that's really exciting because that's marketing, that's branding, that's kind of what the larger scale of the RAM group of companies can do.
Right, and definitely following the same recipe for success of finding those opportunities, getting those big jobs, and then building the process behind it to then
totally. And I think what's important is to really keep our culture intact while we still grow.
For sure.
Right? Like that's what's always going to be like at the core of us, and that's what makes our people want to come to work.
That's how we have a lot of people come work for us. Is they don't like working at these large companies because there's a competitive nature to them where people are fighting for jobs just within the same team.
Yeah.
things like that, which we're very fortunate to not have at Incepta. And definitely a lot more easier, casual lifestyle.
Yeah, I just hope we keep our Friday beers forever. Yeah, if anybody is listening out there in Incepta, you should come to the RAM office on Friday afternoons. Like, we have beer.
Yes, happy hour, must attend.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anything else that you want to talk about RAM?
I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any personal details you want to share for people? Any fun facts? Hobbies that you like to do?
Oh, yeah. God, I have to think. I think 2022 for me is all about, like, my mental health and not my physical health.
Okay.
So, like, while people, like, want to, like, go and get fit or, like, go get their gym memberships for the new year, I was like, no, I'm going to cancel my gym membership. I'm going to focus on
You've had
therapy.
it for the last 2 years.
Literally, yeah. So that's, like, my big 2022 move is just keep the stress levels down and just, like, good vibes.
Amazing.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
Monique, do you want to talk about some running adventures?
Yes, some upcoming running adventures. Now, many people will say that physical health impacts mental health, so good for you for making that decision to, walk away from the gym and into kind of therapy. Yeah. But we do have a fun little run club starting up at Incepta based out of the Burnaby office because we have a corporate team for the Sun Run. For those of you who aren't in BC, the Sun Run is a 10K run in downtown Vancouver, and we've put together a team. We just made the 8 persons threshold to make a corporate team, so we barely made it in, but we're gonna have 8 Inceptans at least run the Sun Run. I'm also going to be looking into comparable runs for Edmonton and Calgary. If there's anyone looking forward to getting out there and doing a little collaborative running time, that will be great. If you are listening to this message and still interested to sign up for the Sun Run, please get in touch with myself, Anna, or Dan, and we'll send you the link to register. The deadline to register is this Friday, March 18th. So keep that in mind. We'd love to have you around. You can walk, you can run, you can do both, whatever you feel comfortable with. And if running the Sun Run isn't your thing, but you want to do a social activity with the Burnaby office, we're going to aim for Wednesday afternoon running clubs after work. So come join us. Yes.
Rain or shine?
Rain or shine. Yeah, we can't use rain as an excuse when we live in such a wet area.
Tropical rainforest.
Yeah, tropical rainforest. But yeah, we'd love to have you lace up your running shoes and come for a run with us.
I just wanted to add, actually, RAM also has a corporate Sun Run team.
How many people are in that, though?
They're like double the amount that Encepta has.
I want to say like 20 or something.
What?
Yeah, I know.
So come on,
They are a fast-moving company.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah.
Step it up.
Yeah, excited to see you guys out there. And yeah, if anybody in the RAM office wants to join the Incepta Running Club, come on down to Burnaby.
Yeah, we're just a few minutes walk away from Hold'em SkyTrain station, so definitely very accessible.
For sure. Awesome. Is there anything else that you wanted to add about daily Incepta life?
We have our March town hall coming up. We've got lots to catch up on. We haven't met together in a town hall session since January, so we've got...
Why didn't we have a February town hall?
Because half the company was in Maui. No.
Yeah. There were a lot of vacations. There
was a lot of vacations happening in February, so we just thought we would... instead of kind of piecing something together last minute, a lot of work goes into the town hall meetings. Lots of graphics, lots of pictures, lots of prep.
Presentations. Organizing who's going to do those slides to present as well.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So we will have double the amount of Value Awards nominations and winners this month, which will be great. So don't hesitate to take this opportunity while you're listening to this episode to nominate one of your colleagues.
Or more. You can always nominate more.
Definitely.
Go to encepta.net/nomination to do that.
Yeah, I think that was all the updates that I wanted to share too. So thank you for allowing me on this episode.
Perfect. Looks like that's all for today. Before we go, if there's something you would like to hear on EncepTALKS or would like to be a guest on the show, please message me on Slack. With that, I'm Brian.
I'm Monique.
I'm Sharon.
Wish you a wonderful week. Have a good day, and as always, stay safe out there.
Shines from you. You wonder about the wreck you hide behind that mask you use.